Okay. Right. Well, the good news is that my Team Fortress is going to be ready in 1 minute 50. So
Yay.
it's finally ticked over and is saying something other than validating. And it's, yeah, going to be there soon. So for this next game, I'll be able to watch as aggro watches rather than watching the stream.
30 seconds later. That was brilliant as well. That's quite impressive. Sort of commentating on what you might have seen a few minutes ago.
Well, it's kind of funny wanting to act surprised at something I just heard you describe when I saw it on the screen. But yeah, these kind of things happen. We're well, when you're dealing with me, they do anyway. Okay, 1 minute exactly for my game. How long for the stream?
We're probably looking at about sort of 45 seconds, so might miss the beginning of it. But there's always a setup period as well when we wait for a match to start. Gives the guys on defense a chance to sort of build a sentry gun, maybe decide where they're going to stand. They're all calling good luck, have fun at the moment. So we're looking at the setup time has begun. And what I would expect to see is a few classes that maybe a little bit more maneuverable, knock themselves right up to the top of the mountain and then kill themselves. In fact, there we go. We've seen Jimmy, we've seen Boily, Sero, all kill themselves. The reason they're doing that is when you die, you drop ammo, and an engineer will be able to make use of that ammo by building his sentry gun, his teleporters, building all of the equipment that is infinitely necessary, but that would not be able to be possible with just the ammo that's on the ground. That
and on this map, really, the engineer at this particular point plays such a pivotal role. If they can get that energy farm set up at the top, and they can cover the two flanking routes to attack the farm, they can stop the cart leaving the tunnel. So it's as crucial as that. The first map will be the beginning of the map will be with the demo spamming down the tunnel, spamming over the top maybe, but generally the other team will be able to push the cart the length of the tunnel, and hopefully Playstuff will be wanting to hold them there.
Yeah, and for Playstuff's part, they really have no need to engage the enemy at all. We can let the enemy come to them. It's just a case of ensuring that the enemy sort of doesn't outflank them. Everybody go through the tunnel. As opposed to going over the top. And now I think it's a classic maneuver here. They are trying to push over the top. The sentry gun doing a cracking job of really splitting apart the enemy. I mean, obviously, an ubered enemy won't get taken down by a sentry gun, but they will get knocked up in the air. They'll get distracted and destroyed. The heavy medic combination for Playstuff now pushing in. And just wiping out. They saved that over until exactly the right moment, pushed in, wiped out the blue teams. They tried to push in here. And a little bit of a sneaky maneuver there. I don't know if you saw that. There was a spy action taking out sentry gun, taking out all of the equipment, that beautiful, beautiful stuff that was built by the engineer there.
That was a really good play by the spy, a really good play. He's not an easy engineer to foil, Boily, but the spy doing a great job.
We're actually seeing the truck, this bomb rolling backwards now, which of course happens when the attacking team hasn't touched it or hasn't had a chance to sort of push it forward for a few seconds.
Yeah, really important for the attacking team to keep on that cart, keep some of their players on that cart, keep it moving forward. But at the moment, just having a job pushing through Playstuff's defensive line.
Well, having said that, classic styling again. We were talking about them doing a remarkable job about not pushing forwards, just as the entire Playstuff team gets wiped out. But I think the last member of that team was retreating with much skill and agility. He's not running away, he's regrouping. And it's a lot easier to regroup when your head is still attached to your body. The importance of capping the first point is it comes down to sort of making a really fast maneuver, getting a fast cap. If the only thing you're able to capture is the first point, you want to be certain to cap it much faster than the other team can.
Absolutely. I mean, a real key feature of payload maps is the momentum. It's the keeping that cart moving at all times.
Yeah, we saw a very, very good defense for this first sort of wave, first couple of waves by play stuff, and the momentum that you spoke of that Envy was able to pick up was brilliant. It was just took the play stuff guys out and prevented them really from getting a foothold anywhere near. And maybe we're seeing a little bit of this kind of this indecisiveness that does plague teams when they do seem to get wiped out. They really need to kind of hold together, to bind together, to form a location or pick a location that they can stick at to put in some kind of defense. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, there we go. Fantastic little maneuvers there by Vici, taking out the sentry gun initially, and then eventually taking out the medic for play stuff. Play stuff in now a bit of a disarray. What are they going to do? So I just responding to your request there.
I'm frantically disturbing aggro here. I haven't got the IP for the server, so such a professional.
Fantastic. I don't think anyone really minds.
The last game of the season, but very important to play stuff. They had a practice match in the week. It didn't go so well. They're very hard on themselves. They're all very down. So tonight's match means more than just the victory, the lead on the league. It's a matter of personal pride for the team, and a matter of satisfaction that they'll feel if they can get this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was kind of very quietly watching the Envy's spy. He's doing some work here. He's pushing forward all the right times, just sneaking in behind the defensive line, finding the right moment to remove his disguise, to go back visible again. Takes out the medic. Fantastic maneuver.
Lovely work.
That was it. That was the last remnants of the defense. I think maybe they're going to see a little bit of defense. Again gets a backstab on Boyley. Wow, that's the spy here, the unpronounceably named spy on NV team. I think he made that leg of the map his own. And play staff have got to be kind of doing a little bit more sort of spy checking. It's all right doing spy checking when everybody's grouped together, because you know your pyro is going to be touching that spy one time or another. But when everybody sort of splits out, it's a lot harder to keep track of who's who and where are they.
Absolutely. Difficult job.
In fact, spy is now engaged with the scout, or scout with the spy, and taking him out. And that really was just down to the scout kind of running around a little bit frantically, finding someone to shoot at. This is the last kind of classic, or possibly second to last classic corner, a little choke area, where one team has got to build up the Uber, ready for a push for the whole team. And if you're on defense here, you just want to stall these guys for as long as possible. We see now a slightly unusual maneuver by the play stuff guys. They've blown their Uber, and they're pushing into an area that's generally referred to on our team as being map, because of the map on one of the walls there. But the guys now with their Uber blown. I lost track of the medic here, but I can't imagine he stayed alive desperately long.
And they're defending from both sides. I'm finally with you. Finally in the game. Excuse me.
Well, we've seen a very
loose soldier getting bounced all over the place there.
Yeah, I've seen a very impressive maneuver again. The medic and Deroman moving in together for Envy, taking out that dispenser, taking out the sentry gun, taking out the all of the wonderful equipment built by the engineer there. This is kind of a bizarre little one-on-one maneuver.
Sniper versus scout, and I know who's going to win that.
Are they on melee weapons now? I'm not sure they even know. That was a great little moment there.
Sporting.
I think the rest of the team realised what was going on there and kind of let them be, you know.
Respawning now, so getting their strength in numbers back up. And as you say, the classic choke at the top or at the bottom, both places can produce an epic struggle.
Yeah, this is actually really good timing they've put in for the first sort of 4 cap points with the MP, with the tournament style of a payload map. It's not just about whether or not you get the points; it's how fast you get the points.
Absolutely, stopwatch.
It's all down to the stopwatch, and if NV aren't able to capture this 5th point, play stuff when it comes to their turn to push on that first round, they won't necessarily need to be capping all 5 points to win. They can just capture the first 4 faster than NV did. So, and in fact,
and the Uber blown there for NV.
That was quite exciting work with the guys from NV dropping down, taking out the engineer. The engineer, I don't know if you guys have been watching, the engineers managed to get something called Wrangler, which allows him to control the direction of fire of the sentry gun. And in doing so, it also provides a little bit of a shield. But if you take down the engineer, the sentry gun loses all focus and goes in kind of offline mode for a moment.
Absolutely, it's not a good moment either for the rest of the team.
Yeah, I love it.
The scout for Jimmy for Play Stuff doing this fantastic job of keeping an eye what's going on, being all over the map. He's up in the top, clearing that room out, double jumping across to the other side.
I've just seen him take out Lynn, the soldier, who was actually lit up by the pyro, but he had a good line on the sentry gun. Would have been very destructive, and yeah, just well placed meat shot takes out that solly. Again, we're seeing another push by the NV guys. They are holding their ground really well, but I think it's important to see that the engineer has rebuilt his sentry gun. He's rebuilt his dispenser. Everybody is hanging out in the right area. They all know what they're doing, and the pyro is spy checking like his life depends on it, which frankly it does.
It really does, and really strong defense from Play Stuff here. Holding it down, 4 minutes 50 remaining.
Yeah, it's gone from being how long can they hold it for to can they hold it all together.
It does seem like they're in with a very good chance the way they're playing.
Yeah, so what we're expecting to see now from NV is maybe this big clutch, this group of players. I'd like to see them push in from a different angle. They've lost their heavy, which is a real big blow for them. Heavy just does such a fantastic job of being a massive damage dealer.
He's the best damage dealer and best tank to take damage on the car at times. Although sometimes, and here we go with the blue Uber facing off against Play Stuff. Just timed a couple of seconds later.
I was going to say sentry gun gone almost instantly there.
Right down.
But both teams now with their Ubers blown, they're both going to be a little bit down. It's really a case of see who can get rid of the other team's medic first. And yeah, I think finally we're seeing the big push here. We're seeing the blue team really getting on that cart. They're pushing it. They're continuously touching it, moving it forward. Oh, fantastic move by Boyley. And in fact, Snow working together, taking down a really offensive team.
I can't help thinking that if NV had just held back for 1 or 2 seconds more, then grouped up instead of running in with the soldier, the medic, waited for the demo, waited for just a few more of their classes to come in, they could have had this game.
That's it. It's a case of not really wanting to wait too long, but not wanting to push too soon. It is all about the timing.
They need to compose themselves here. They are doing, by the looks of it. They're gathered around this corner, building up. Snipers keeping a bit of cover. Medic's building up the Uber.
Yeah, the sniper's really important on this very last point. You can stand at one end right next to the spawn and just wipe out everyone as they come through the corner. Oh, we're seeing finally NV getting a sentry gun pushed right forward as well.
Yep.
Maybe,
and
yep.
Taking red sentry down.
That's it. There's a lot of work going on by this. I think this sentry gun, the blue team sentry, is really the final man. It's almost like the 10th man on the team.
They've got this, and they take it.
It's a really good push. The final push, as you say, made a huge difference, being able to bunch together and really push in unanimously as one massive team. So that's 12 minutes 50 for all 5 points. That's not unreasonable time.
It's a reasonable time. It's a beatable time, but it's a respectable time.
I say Playstuff did a very, very good job for the first wave of this first point, and then they kind of sort of fell back very quickly.
Yeah.
Didn't do much of a defense until the 4th point, and then it was really that 5th point that they were able to get things back together again. So
sure.
expecting to see, well, I think we'll tell within the first few seconds what's going on, what to expect. Unusually, I'm not seeing anyone down for NV, so nobody's killed themselves, nobody's given their engineer any of a boost.
It's just such a cheap little trick that gives the engineer the extra metal that he needs to get fully established. Mind you, he's doing a pretty good job. He's nearly fully set up. But
I say he's running all the way across the map now, trying to get everything together. This guy's taking a slightly unusual stance. Normally, I say it's never really a case of normally for Highlander. There's so many different tactics you can do when you're pushing forward on this map. But I would have otherwise expected to see everybody kind of hanging up at the top of the mountain there. And through one thing or another, wow. Okay, well that wasn't what I was going to say. A classic case of predict one thing and the opposite happens. Envy actually producing a really effective stomp on the first wave of play stuff.
Yeah, they've cut them dead in their tracks back up where the engineer farm is at the top. Play stuff we wanted to take that sentry out. The first thing they need to do really before they can hope to push the cart, because the heavy's stationed there now. He's got his dispenser and limited ammunition. The teleporter down there to bring the team forward should anyone die. And it's a nice start from Envy.
Yeah, we're looking at about equal in terms of the Ubers. No team has an advantage on the other. Neither team using crits. In fact, I haven't seen crits used at all in this entire match. It would be interesting to see what effect it would have. I think probably not the right time to be using it now, but NV have blown their Uber. They're going, you can see that Uber going right down to 30%. The play stuff guys still have 100% Uber, so they really have that in reserve now. They've got a massive, massive advantage.
Oh, and it's really paying off there. They could come through, cleaned out the farm.
That's right. They've blown it straight away. Takes out the sentry gun, takes out everyone else. Actually, a few survivors there, a few more survivors than I would expect to see. The obvious advantage, or a clear advantage, if you're able to cap that point, is that now the defensive team has a lot further to run. Much longer path to take to get to
much longer
back
to reinforce
position.
And with the amount of damage that's dealt in a Highlander game, it's there's always going to be people going down, so it's really important how long it takes to reinforce.
Yeah,
and we see now that NV taking up this position on top of the roof, trying to hold that all-important position for...
I was going to say, I thought they did a very, very good job in terms of building up that sentry gun in short order. But having said that, just as that sentry went up, Heavy appeared round the corner, Medic appeared supporting the Heavy, and they stood no chance at all. In fact, that last little manoeuvre, the death cry, is coming from a very surprised spy to discover that he was actually in the thick of a torrential downpour of a hail of bullets.
And Playstuff have saved their Uber wisely here to take out the sentry again and push Envy right back to the beginning, the spawn point.
Yeah, I think
concentrating on the engineer and the scout being near the cart at all times being one of Playstuff's key strategies. The scout, of course, gets twice the speed of push on the cart. The engineer can lay sentries along the way, pick them up, move them forward, and then he's got his shotgun.
We're seeing very, very clever maneuvers in terms of getting through. Watching the spy here. Oh, he just gets spy check. I think there was a sheer moment of audacity there.
Lucky one for Snow.
A huge luck moment there. But fantastic to see it work out that way. We have 9 minutes, just short of 9 minutes on the clock. 9 minutes to push forward. The difficulty here is actually getting the mindset right. I mean, I know 9 minutes is a long time available to you to take a point, but it's so easy to think 9 minutes, I've got all the time in the world, don't need to push at all, and losing out.
A great play by the Pyro from and the sentry's gone down now, but the Pyro using his home wrecker to take the zapper off the sentry after Apox stabbed him in the back. Blue now with a very unusual push, just a medic and a scout.
Well, just a scout now.
Just again, a scout now. The spy's had his work.
Fantastic spy work.
Really,
it really seemed that the spy is kind of making all the difference here. This scout though, he's touching that sentry gun. Sorry, he's touching the bomb, just keeping the bomb alive, keeping it moving in on and on and on.
Jimmy tends to be impossible to hit as a scout. He's. I think he drinks too much caffeine, to be honest.
It is what you want. I think if you can twitch just a little bit faster than the other guys, then the point is yours. And yeah, sure. I think that's a brilliant win. I don't think I can really find too much fault in terms of tactics, in terms of execution by Playstuff there. They stayed on that cart and kept on pushing it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, you couldn't have asked for much more than that. I could have probably asked for them to take a bit longer so that the games aren't all over by the time I get the game.
I'm not sure that's a role that you can really sort of dictate to them. Can you slow it down, guys?
Stop winning.
Yeah. We're okay with you winning. Just make sure it's a little bit. Can you make it look fairer? Just give them a chance. So
this is funny because NV insists this is ABBA, like they play on Gravel Pit, which is the ABBA. One team attacks, the other team defends, then it gets reversed, and then it gets repeated. We've never played ABBA on this map before, but Playstuff, not wanting to upset NV, who seem to think it is ABBA, so they're going along with it.
It definitely should be. I mean, I don't always wonder why they call it ABBA, where it should clearly be ADA. Attack, defend, attack. But the trick to it is obviously that if you find yourself setting a time initially for the enemy to beat, it's actually kind of psychologically easier to beat a time than it is to set a time. Yeah,
there's certainly more urgency there, isn't there? There's a goal to go for as opposed to just a vague.
As fast as you know, that's it. Yeah. So it is fairer to play matches such as this one in this kind of ABBA format. Really, where the role of attack and defend is changed over halfway through. So they picked a slightly unusual route to do it. There's actually a command to just force teams to swap teams.
Yeah. So I see the guys on the server talking about it now, having a bit more of an in-depth discussion. What they probably shouldn't let on is that Playstuff have never played ABBA on payload maps. They've always just done one attack to defend.
Might not just want to not let on to the NV. You might want to not tell the admins as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But as with all things, you actually it's a little bit cheeky. Certainly, it's difficult as hell to try and keep track of what individual teams are doing, and unless you contest something, it will not come up. So
sure.
If the guys that you played against haven't contested the way that you've done it, then I think you guys have sort of pulled a Swifty. So,
well, I think it was probably at the time consent of the teams on the server kind of thing, but
it doesn't seem to have changed too much here. Envy again, now in the defensive role. and it's up to play stuff to set a fast time or to set the time. I think it's all very easy to get distracted by what the heavy and the pyro and what the medic are doing, but it's almost worthwhile taking a note to see what the spy's doing, what the snipers are doing. In fact, that spy, the all-important NV spy, managed to get himself caught up a little bit with caught sniped or cinched between the sniper and the scout for play stuff.
Yeah. I felt that Playstuff had a bit of a shambolic start, actually, so I'm quite surprised to see that they're still pushing the cart. Hasn't really stopped. Just coming to a halt now by the tunnel. Of course, we've got the sentry farm above.
Yep. Snow taking down that sentry from a safe distance. It's interesting that they actually have a lot of weapons available to them, and see a few weapons sort of changed around left and right, but in essence, most of it seems to be relying on base weapons.
Yeah, most people I know tend to rely on the base rollout, the original weapons from Team Fortress 2. They tend to offer the most all-round balance, and they're of course the weapons that the game was balanced with originally. So.
It's almost certainly the weapons that they grew up with as well. So it's very difficult to kind of fully embrace brand new weapons kind of halfway through a season as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see there aren't more pyros using the new enhanced capabilities of a detonator, which just got updated in the latest in the Smithsmas update. But up on the hill now, watching out for these guys, the NV guys putting down a much more organised defence. They're actually holding that hill quite well. They've blown the Ruber, whereas Almighty Bob on play stuff still has a little bit of an Uber advantage, about sort of 20, maybe even 30% advantage. And if they're able to get round this corner with sufficient people, oh no, he's pushing too soon. hold back. That's it. Okay, they have their Uber up now, and yep, they've blown it. So long as they don't jump up, so long as they don't let the sentry gun take control. In fact, no, there it goes. There goes the sentry gun. The pyro is desperately pushing the heavy back, gets himself wiped out for his trouble. This is where play stuff should be destroying worlds. And yep, we're seeing now the enemy guys are retreating. They've done their job. They've actually held on to that point for a long time.
That was a good hold.
That was a really impressive hold for them.
So 2 minutes 59, the time to beat on the first point.
And this is where we see the whole idea of momentum really kicking in. If the play stuff guys can make use of their forward momentum, they can keep pushing. And in fact, what we're seeing, like the heavy medic going up on the roof. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm back with Jim now, I think, and this would be great because I'm now the only person talking. So you've got to utterly dependent on me, but while you've been dependent on me, we've just seen the play stuff guys roll through, fantastic momentum. Everybody's sticking together, making an incredible maneuver there, pushing right on to the last points. And from what was initially a few seconds ago a very solid defense, NV have really got to pull themselves together and make sure they don't get themselves wiped out in this last points. 4 minutes to 4 points is actually a fantastic time. I think I might be looking at an invalid scorecard there. I didn't mean to reload scheme. Yep, so we're now... Jim, I assume that I'm talking to the world here. I'm not just talking to myself. Okay. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate seeing sort of the host for tonight's show, the Colt, suffering some sort of minor technical difficulties. This is a really kind of exciting final point. Play stuff doing well to hold on to what was up until a few seconds ago a great lead, and so long as they can keep themselves alive, they stand a really good chance of making a push here. But I think the difficulty, I think the excitement is almost getting to them. They're pushing in sort of onesies and twosies, moving in on their own, and that's fine. I think we survived pretty well, Colt. Welcome back to the show. It's, of course, your own show, but it's... I don't know whether you've been watching what's been going on, but there's some pretty exciting stuff here. We're actually on the fourth or the fifth point.
Just getting the stream up now.
Quite impressive work by the MV guys. They lost their focus a little bit, but now they are back in full strides. The Pyro doing his work, kind of making sure that everything's spy checked, making sure that where he needs to be is where he's at. We're seeing the play stuff Pyro burning his way right into spawn room, and dying, I think, for his troubles. Yeah, a little bit unusually, instead of having a bit of a blue push, it seems to be we're having a bit of a red push. Yep, this is not the cool, calm, collected team that we saw in the last round.
Certainly not.
It's a little bit of a struggle, and I don't know what they can do to pull it back together. I think whoever it is who's calling the shots on the play stuff team needs to almost demand everyone sort of stick together and to hold off and to not get distracted, not sort of claim the prize before the competition is over.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very well them saying before this round that they're doing this for fun, but if they've decided to play this second round of the map, then it stands as far as I would have thought. So they should try. They don't want to think they've got this in the bag.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're taking it a bit more seriously now. Almighty Bob will have pulled them all together. Heavy's holding back, doing a bit of spy checking. Uber's getting built up, and I think they're collected and ready to go for a decent push.
And you're right, so they're all together now. They've got a massive Uber advantage, sort of 40% Uber advantage. Gives them a chance to sort of push in, take out the medic before he's even got a chance to build up. They're pushing through map. Brilliant idea there. They can do this quickly. It's a great idea. Arrive before, but yet they've been spotted by the sniper. A couple of guys have been taken out already. They've Ubered in. Brilliant stuff there by the medic, keeping that Heavy alive. And he is doing some work all of his own there.
Really
trying to take down that sentry gun. They got themselves a little bit obliterated, but a lot of the team went down for them.
Yeah, unfortunate, but great work by Sarah, who's our medic tonight. Our medic.
He's not on my screen actually. It's just off the side there. The almighty Bob is playing medic at the moment.
He is. Right, I've just refreshed the overlay and I can see that now. Cows eating through my internet cables again, I'm afraid. It's living in a field can be technologically.
You might want to do something about that. I hear walls are good.
Yes.
Walls and fences. Yeah. So the red team, I don't know quite what they were thinking, but right in the last moments there of that push, the medic decided to. I think it must have been fearing for his life, maybe finding an itchy blade between his shoulders. He kind of blew his Uber, which was just weird. And in doing so, the Uber advantage that they had is now gone.
It's a bit of a strange move at such a crucial point on the map.
Yeah, it's so important to keep everyone together, to keep everything together. I'm not seeing the sniper up. I don't know whether he's gone down recently, but he was the one guy who caused in fact, there he is, just outside spawn on the red team. Sniper's there. He called it last time. He prevented this attack last time. He's gone down early, and now we're seeing Demo Man taking out sentry gun. It's being solely Ubered by the medic here. Pyro does a cracking job in just keeping him away, making sure he can't be offensive anymore. But no, we're still seeing a lot of guys, 3, 4, 5 guys up for play stuff versus the one sniper who's had a chance to reappear. And I think unless this sniper pulls some amazing shots out of the bag,
He's down.
which he's down. Yep.
I was just going to say, Almighty Bob, a superb player's medic there. All the players around him falling didn't deter him. He stayed alive. He got to the next person coming through, and he kept them alive. And I think that's what got them that point there.
That
really
is it. I mean, it was such a mirror image of what happened in the previous attempt to try and grab that point. It does come down to who's got the nerve, who's able to hold it together and hold the team together.
Yeah.
Yep, we're seeing now 10 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. That is not a bad time, and we saw last time that these guys sort of running against a time of 12 minutes something. So we know that they can. We know we have in them the ability to hold on for 12 minutes. But a lot of that defense, a lot of the defensive push or stand, or that's probably a better way of putting it, happened in the first and last points. So let's see if they can do that again.
4, 3, 2.
There are other great points to hold on this map, but it really depends how many of your teams are live. If you can get the whole team behind the other points, they're easy to hold off for a good time. But these two, the first and the last, really the key markers.
Yeah. Well, it's absolutely classic maneuvers there. The NV guys blew the Uber a long time early, and in fact did the classic mistake of jumping when they were literally just hopping in the air a few millimeters. When a sentry gun is targeted to you, gives that sentry gun the chance to knock you back.
It's never going to end well.
Not at all. In fact, here we go. We're seeing a little bit more Wrangler action than we did last time. That sentry gun with the Wrangler on it is able to put a force field around the sentry gun. So already a very pivotal position is held so much more securely with the Wrangler.
Yeah, but full rockets, no problem with the engineer repairing and the Wrangler in action.
I said that they are pushing under the tunnel. The play stuff guys have really given them sort of full access. Wow, okay, so that's kind of really scary stuff there. I don't really sort of keeping track of where the spy was.
I am watching the spies.
And he was called very early on. I mean, people knew that he made an attempt sapping the teleporter, and doing so gave up his location, but forced the engineer out of his kind of quiet little home, and almost managed to push him out of place. If someone had been able to take advantage of the engineer out of place there, that would have been the end of defense for play stuff. So really just like last time, they are holding this fantastic defensive position, and they're holding it so well.
And the engineer needs to get over to his sentry as soon as possible. And there he is, Demo Man trying to blow it up, and he will do.
He does it. He takes him out, but defense is definitely there. The Uber has been blown. Pyro is going to try and take out that teleporter, takes out the teleporter with the engineer just teleporting in it. That's really unfortunate timing. Now it's going to be a case of play stuff admitting defeat, letting that point go, taking on a defensive role, seeing if they can get the high ground. And we're seeing Sarah, the demo man for play stuff, rocket till sticky jump up to the top there. And yep, this is definitely
strong
another
push.
Case of momentum, sort of pushing
strong
them
push
through.
by Blue. Sentry up on the top, heavy up on the top, medic, sniper, soldier and scout on the cart, pushing as fast as they can, and placed a forced to fall back, forced to regroup.
It wasn't the best defense, and I think if they did want to take up that defense, they really needed to have started a little bit earlier. It's one of the hardest jobs actually to admit that you're going to lose a point and to pull back. The NV guys here know what they're doing, and finally you can see why they have held such a good competition up till this point.
Absolutely, yeah, very strong play.
These are not underdogs by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, lovely bit of Wrangle sentry work there.
makes it.
I see Jimmy. Wait there, I'm just about to say Jimmy switched to engineer. He has as well. Okay, interesting. Sloth taking over as scout. I thought that was my overlay misleading me.
It's not. It's. Well, I was going to say it's a little bit unusual, to be honest, to see so much of a change around
Yes, it is.
midway through a game.
Yeah, I haven't noticed who else has swapped around, but clearly Boy Lee is now playing. Oh, Boy Lee's now playing heavy. He was NG before.
I think there's a clear advantage in doing so. You kind of get used to what people do and where people build, and if you can change that up, if you can change tactics without changing people, all the better. But if you have to change people and that works for you, then well, fine.
Absolutely. Really nice push here by NV. They've saved their Uber nicely. They've got the heavy, the soldier, and the demo man, the important damage-dealing classes right at the front, taking place to apart.
Oh, pop it, don't drop it. We had Almighty Bob on 100% Uber, able to do some massive work on defense, and he got wiped out. He held on to it just too long. Oh, it's a classic case there.
To scold himself for that. Something very important, as you say. Pop it, don't drop it. If you've got that Uber, you should have used it before you reach your death.
that's the ultimate goal, to not be dead. And in fact, this is the place where they did such an awesome defense last round that really added not just 1, 2, or 3, but 5+ minutes to the attackers' time. And are we going to see the same thing again? We're certainly going to. I think the Playstuff guys are certainly going to try for that. They've got to hold this point for 4.5, close to 5 minutes, which is actually a bit of a tall order. If you've got a team that's really pushing forward with this kind of classic momentum, they've blown the Uber already. They're going to be trying to take out that sentry gun location. Actually, brilliant work by the Pyro there, knocking back
Really
that
good work
full-on
by the
charge.
Pyro. I'm wondering now whether the team swap by Playstuff was a mistake, just simply because Jimmy was such a crucial asset as a scout on this map and on this part of the map, particularly in taking the high ground and the low ground, moving about really quickly. And the spy causing an awful lot of problems here for Playstuff.
Yep.
They've popped their Uber to deal with him, saved the sentry though, that's the important thing.
Possibly so. I mean, I to be honest, I would have not minded them letting that sentry go. There's not a lot of an offensive positioning by NV, and I'd rather have seen them with a full-on massive Uber advantage. But it's kind of worked out for them. Okay, so here we are. We've got NV pushing forward again. They're making another offensive maneuver. Pyro's holding on to. Doing a little bit more spy checking than we've seen in the last few minutes. I think they've been caught out by that spy enough times now. They don't want to get caught out by him again. But having said that, he's just running up with the scouts at the moment.
Takes out the soldier and the scout. He's got a dead ringer though, so he's not actually dead.
Yeah, and I don't think they know that. I think the up until now, the NV's spy has been using not the dead ringer, that's
very
classic
clever
spy. So yeah, okay, both Ubers now blown. Pyro doing a fantastic job of pushing these guys back. Not sure it's going to be enough. Oh no!
And the sentry goes down.
That's it. The demo man is still up, which is almost more important. But we are seeing 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go, and Playstuff just aren't there. Playstuff are now trying to make a push back, and it really is nail biting seeing what these teams are up to. It's a last ditch push by Scout and
Pyro on the car.
Some massive damage.
Pyro's gone.
But
Looks like
Scout's still up.
Just hold on to this.
Yep, they need to get back in position though. They need to recognise what their roles are. They can't rely on this kind of momentum. This terrifying maneuver.
Nail biting.
It really is.
Yeah, I
very, very
for my
scary.
nerves' sake, just kind of pull themselves together and get a solid defence going.
We've seen the engineer lose his dispenser, almost distractingly putting it in the wrong place so he can build his sentry gun up. Oh, crucially picking it up and moving it. I'm not sure that was the brightest thing. Definitely not the right time to be doing that. Scouts moving in. He's got a
Oh,
bonk on him, so he's going to distract that sentry gun, but not enough. And yeah, sentry gun is staying up, taking out the medic.
Oh,
It seems to be sentry gun versus sentry gun at the moment. Engineer's lost his sentry gun for play stuff. Everybody is throwing their weight at enormous weight, trying to take out. I can't even almost watch this. I think if the NV guys are able to throw someone on that point, even for a moment now.
it's so close to tipping. It's so, it's going to take a scout landing on top of it. Will probably take it in. And they've really got to get there out. The sentry's gone down.
I think the scary thing is I've seen that spy more than once now, lingering about, and this really is amazing work.
Oh my goodness!
Anything, it's all on this last point.
Chaos! Great work by the pyro.
They do need to just stay on that cart, and being on that cart doesn't do them any good.
There it goes. There it
Fantastic. That was the most nail-biting moment, I think, of any map that I've ever seen so far in this tournament. That was
Really
brilliant stuff.
Really superb.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
And I think that more than just winning that round, it's won them the map. So it's knocked the map down to sort of 1-1. So they do have to play a decider round.
It does appear they're going for a decider. Now, I don't know whether this is... I'm going to have to check this with the team afterwards. I don't know whether this is within the rules of the matchup here, whether it was even necessary to play a second. I don't know. Bob certainly thinks it wasn't. That being the case, they've played the second round for fun, but now are very happy playing each other, obviously enjoying it, both teams, and they're going to play a third to reach a firm conclusion, which is great to see, and really nice to see two teams coming together that are having a good sporting fight rather than some other BM that we see on the competitive circuit.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant sort of seeing two teams so evenly matched, regardless of what maps have actually ended up played. Having so a bit of a name change there by the XTV guys. It's wonderful seeing them sort of really playing their hearts out.
Absolutely.
I think as I said, during those last throes of moments in that last rounds, I've never had quite a huge endorphin rush as that those last closing moments.
That was nail-biting stuff.
Yeah,
just a blue pay landing on the car every other second with red players there trying to push them off, kill them, fire them into the air, air blast them, anything they could do to stop them capping, but not to be. A really good round by NV there.
Yeah, kind of wondering what it is they're going to be doing here. Maybe they've gone for a bio break or something, but they're certainly not starting off immediately. Actually,
No.
interesting looking at the location of the demo man on the NV team. He's managed to find himself veggies. He's managed to find himself in a position that you would not think to look for a demo man.
I've just been sent a bulletin of the rules. 4.5 general rules. PL is played stopwatch. Gorge and gravel pit are paid AB8BA. So our interpretation of stopwatch is attack once and let's just win to be sure is the message coming back from the team. So they were correct. It is only on this particular map. It is only the one round. But by necessity now, and I think in the interests of good sportsmanship, I think both teams should play out, and I would suggest they stick with whatever the final,
whatever the outcome is.
final
Yeah, I mean,
outcome is.
like you said, it's all very well playing just for fun, but at some point a winner has to be decided. And yeah, I mean, I've got to admit, I did think this was Ada, and now that I think about it, in this circumstance, I don't think I've ever seen a competitive play where it's gone down to 3 rounds.
No, certainly none of the matches I've cast so far. Everyone this season have they done ABBA on the PL maps, but I was prepared to be wrong because I'm so used to that situation.
Yeah, this is almost going on for a little bit longer than I thought it would do. If it's okay with you, Cole, I'd like to sort of nip out for a moment, grab myself another glass of, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
is
Let's take
just
a quick
water.
break. The guys aren't playing at the minute. They're doing the same thing. So we'll take a 30-second break and we'll be back with you shortly.
Cool. Available at quizcast.com. I'm one of the few hosts. We've actually got, with a bit of luck, Shibi, 2142, turning up to be guest host this week. So a lot of fun. Just generally a bunch of guys sitting around, shooting the shit, having a few drinks, and talking about the best game in the world, Team Fortress 2. So yeah, great opportunity to sell something. Anyway, we're still looking and waiting for these guys to sort of ready up, and I think that they've all gone heavy. So the level of seriousness on the server is not supreme at the moment. I think they might even be playing heavy with a view to seeing who goes first on attack or defense, or who calls what. It's actually kind of a classic maneuver. I love this kind of thing where teams run this way. The play stuff guys cheating a little bit there by having a medic kind of overheal them before they roll out. And that's kind of weird. I think they're just waiting for everybody to show up. They could do a sort of a heavy off. Yeah. So it's fists only. Is the rules?
What am I seeing?
It's heavies. They've all gone heavy. They've all. I think
They're
they're
deciding who goes first.
who goes first. Yep. So it's no
I
gloves.
did notice before we left for a break that the guys on the NV side said simply, "Great atmosphere on the server. Great, really enjoying the game. Great map. Let's play another. Why not?" So, really good sort of friendship going on between the two teams, which is really nice. But refreshing for play stuff, because there was a lot of Czechoslovakian bad mannering going on last game.
Yeah, it's so easy to
the
get
opponents know that we have a Czechoslovakian player. So
this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
What are they actually doing? It's a taunt off.
It is a taunt off. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I think that they might be cheating a little bit there. Play stuff are kind of rolling out a few guys, and I don't think they're admitting defeat.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe they're not deciding anything. Maybe it's just,
maybe they're just
let's
nuts.
go out on the map and taunt kill each other a lot.
This is the sort of thing that needs to be casted a little bit more often. We need to see the random stupidity.
I'm being told, of course, I'm 20 years out of date calling someone a Czech player. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm about 40 years out of date, actually.
Okay, I think we need to I mean, everybody's here. Play stuff cheating a little bit there by Ubering themselves or building up the health before they roll out. But Envy not really making themselves any friends either by hanging around the upper section and spreading out. I think basically needs to be a line of heavies on one side. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. I think go has been called. It is a fist fight to the death.
Okay.
And yep. How do you call this one? I think heavy's just punch heavy.
There's heavies, punching.
We've seen heavy, and there's another heavy, and there's a few people dead now. Playstuff clearly have a huge advantage.
And the Playstuff are working on one person at a time. I've noticed the Reds generally just having a good old box, but you'll notice whenever one of Playstuff's heavies goes in.
I think 9 or whatever it is versus 1.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it?
They were huge battle in the works there, but yeah, they were ganging up. Not Marquis of Granbury's rules there.
Hilarious.
A little bit of dodginess going on there. I think Playstuff has managed to win the choice of attack or defense first.
I think so. Yeah, there's a good bit of banter going on in chat. Really, really warms the cockles of my heart. It does. And Playstuff choosing to go red, defend first by the looks of it.
As we were saying earlier, if you've got a time to go for, then chances are you'll push forward a little bit harder, a little bit faster. But so defense seems to be the order of the month. Or the order of the day.
We're getting apologies to the casters. We're not trolling, with Envy responding, "We totally are." So yeah, they're anticipating how difficult that was to actually describe, but you can see for yourself. It goes beyond description. I think just let it happen.
Yeah, he's really cool. I love it when these guys do such a thing. The setup's been called now. We are going to see, a few characters rolling out onto the hill, almost certainly killing themselves. These guys know what they're doing. There we go. Almighty Bob has killed himself. Got Jimmy killing himself, and I think that's maybe. Oh no, Sarah goes as well. So
anyone who can get back in time, basically.
Yeah, it normally falls down to the roles of the guys who can make big strides.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Generally speaking, don't see too many heavies killing themselves, but
no.
Although with the GRU, the gloves of running urgently, they can actually move at a hell of a pace.
And the guys on the other side only just realising they're being casted.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
I'd be kind of surprised if it's just us doing the casting, though. I think this is one of those matches that everybody's going to remember and think, I wish I was casting it.
Yes, and I'll be thinking, I wish I had TF2 working when it started.
Nothing but professional here.
Absolutely.
Speaking of professional, this match is very much underway. Medic managed to stay alive, hold on to his Uber. In fact, he hasn't actually got it yet. Blown it out now, so there he goes. The play stuff making a really, really good defense move there. Certainly holding on to that first wave, although we've got a bit of a rogue Solly coming around the corner for Envy, taken out by the full force of a team that clearly does know how to work together.
Lovely defense. I think that the stickies were going down, the heavies now dropped down, clearing up the remnants of Flues. Minor push detail, and the spy there getting flown into the sky, having done a lovely backstab on the medic of Blue.
Yeah, this is really when teams need to regroup and rethink what their strategy is going to be pushing forward. And if you are having a really good time of it, either on offense or defense, just kind of crunch down on that, hold that thought. Don't let it get you into a position of overconfidence. And remember that while this is all for fun, it's more fun if you win. So there we go. Oh, fantastic maneuver!
Really nice.
Spy for Envy rushing in, a classic 1-2 on the sap, and as soon as the engineer turns his back, takes down the sap, he gets a backstab in the face.
Very nice play.
And that really has put them in a very weak position in terms of defense, but they're doing a cracking job of ignoring the fact that they don't or shouldn't continue to exist at this point. Engineer's managed to return now. He's adding another... Oh!
There's an Uber banked, of course, here for...
I was just going to say, that was the really weird positioning for a dispenser, but the
sniper, I can see the sniper's crosshairs wavering over the red medic. Just really needs to watch himself there.
Yeah, it's we're not in Kansas anymore. This is definitely a very powerful, if somewhat...
And look at this! Look at this!
Offense.
Whilst placed at defend up at the top, the scout for blue NV going along on the car.
Oh, Play Stuff have had to blow that Uber a little bit earlier than they would have otherwise liked. I mean,
brought out.
We're talking about sort of pop it, don't drop it a little bit earlier. I think that was a classic case of I've got no one to Uber, but I don't want to die. So
absolutely. And of course, they were about to cap that point to set the first time. So every second they can hold them off gives them that extra bit of comfort going into their round.
Well, having said that, the medic for Play Stuff managing to sort of find himself on his own, and rather than doing what he should have done at that point, which is run away, kind of decided to go on and try and hold without an Uber, try and hold that position. Did him no good. Fantastic backblast there by the NV Pyro, knocking the Solly up in the air, and whatever hope they had of defending the second point has gone out of the window at that point. They are the NV
really
guys
strong push.
Pushing forwards.
Yeah, NV playing a really strong game now. You can't help feeling that the longer this play goes on, the stronger NV are getting, and maybe they were a bit nervous at the beginning, or maybe they just weren't settled into it as a team, but looking very strong now.
Well, I think maybe they've got a little bit of a jolt, recognising that they're actually getting this game casted. That they want to be showing their awesome source here. And again, a little bit unusual. I kind of expect to see a defence sort of hold back to that corner, but the Play Stuff guys, I think, are feeling a little bit embarrassed for losing those first 2 points so quickly. Are pushing forward a little bit.
They are pushing forward further than I'd expect them to. We'd normally expect them to, as you say, get set up around that corner with a level 3 sentry. Instead, they're running with the mini sentry.
Yep.
And a very kind of pub kind of defence going on, I'd say here.
I was going to say, it forced them to get rid of that Uber early, but in doing so, the Play Stuff Uber, the retaliation Uber, didn't really do anything. I think it just kind of prevented the guys from moving forward a little bit, but not very much. Those mini sentries are actually going up left, right, and centre now. I think that with this incredibly fast turnaround, it's really the only choice.
That's possibly the reason they've gone for it, because keeping up a level 3 isn't easy. Until maybe the last part of the map. But with the spies as skilled as they are for both sides, it's never going to be easy to keep a level 3 sentry up for too long. And of course, it's going to fall every Uber if the other side plays the Uber right. And then you've got to build it back up to level 3. So if you've got the mini sentry, you can keep chucking them down, keep moving them around, and they can...
Oh, speaking of spies, Goldenrod gets a knife through his shoulder blades, goes down. Goldenrod, of course, being the heavy for Play Stuff, very important player.
Blue Spy, really a standout player. NV Spy for me in this match.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the Spy's reluctant as I am to as a career pyro, reluctant as I am to sing praises of Spies. I think when you see a good one, you've got to take note.
Oh, absolutely. It's all too easy to just walk around the corner and get flamed, especially with a side that's organised and has a pyro specifically looking out for you and then flaming.
Well, talking about amazing manoeuvres by these very skilled spies. We just saw the sniper of NB get taken out by Play Stuff Spy there. Didn't quite manage to do anything else with that one life that he had, but that was enough. That
really important work, because the sniper, of course, a real risk to the heavy and the medic, his primary targets, but everyone else on the side as well. The sniper can really cause some damage if he's not kept in check.
Sorry to interrupt, but Jimmy has definitely, that was definitely a classic Jimmy there. Jimmy has definitely gone back to being
He's
a
gone
scout.
back to scout, hasn't he? I thought-
Yeah, he kind of rushed in there, almost with a little bit of health down, rushed in, took out one player, took out a second player, ran away by the skin of his chinny chin chin.
Love it.
There was no way that he should have survived that, but he did.
And goes on getting deaths.
Oh wow, this is actually as fun as that final point on the last round.
It is. Oh, and Jimmy finally goes down. What a little run there, including a few baseball bat kills, which superb.
Yeah, you really don't see too many of those. But, this is the blue stuff. This is NV guys really making that push. They haven't been able to do so up to this point. Pyro going in, setting a few people on fire, but not enough to get anyone down, and that's really the kind of crucial difference between effective Pyro and hopeful Pyro. Play stuff blowing their Uber now. They are really, really keen to make sure these guys don't get any kind of a foothold.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that they've said, sod the strategy, we're holding them back as early as we can, and it might not be such a bad idea. Always possible to hold a team at this point. Not as easy to do as the final point, but we've seen it done many times before. And they do seem rather determined to, but the spy up at the top there, now being discovered by the heavy for play stuff.
Yeah, I think Solly just managed to bump into him at one point, took a... put a rocket into his face, took him down once, and that was enough to ensure that when he did sort of re-emerge, there was not much of him left to kill.
And NV now getting nice and organised. They've got the dispenser up, the medic's building up his Uber. People popping their heads around, taking a bit of damage, falling back to get healed by the medic. And he's coming in. I'm surprised he showed so much of himself then. He's only got 68% Uber. He needs...
That was a very risky manoeuvre. In doing so, actually managed to have a few team members around him with a little bit of damage done to them. Gives them a chance to get that Uber up a little bit early. In fact, we're now seeing both teams with Ubers ready to go. And here we go, pushing in by NV. As soon as they had it, they pushed in.
So NV have popped their Uber.
Oh, medic's gone down. Am I seeing a... No, my mistake.
Placed to pop their Uber now. Waiting till the NV Uber was completely blown, and Ubering the Pyro, which is an interesting choice.
Ubering the Scout as well. There's amazing stuff
just
going on there.
To keep them off the cart, the Pyro, the best person to do that with his air blast.
Snow finally going down when he walked into an ambush, I'm guessing. Yeah, the medic and Solly, they're holding that hut, not wanting to let go of that too easily.
Bob relentless with this mini-century. The moment it's down.
It's one thing to be continuously building it, but I think I'd like to see Bob locate that in a few different sections.
Yeah. Although there is something to be said for putting it somewhere obvious, because what it does is it forces the soldier to use two of his 4 rockets before a reload, and it gives the defending team that little bit less damage caused through the splash damage of the rockets.
Right, and if you know where an enemy is going to be targeting, then you can build elsewhere. You can really you can control where they're attacking. Which is, it's one thing to know your enemy, it's another thing to force your enemy into a decision that they would not otherwise have made.
Absolutely.
Kind of interesting. The Dome Man is sticking up putting up a few stickies, basically creating a trap. And they're almost taunting the enemy to come and chase me, in the vain hope that that's enough to get them back into that trap.
And really, you need to NV need to be not relying on this entry point. It's the chokiest entry point. It's where they've got their dispenser set up, but it's really not the best place for them to come at play stuff from.
Yep. Oh, there goes. The Uber has been blown for NV now. His, Almighty Bob has got a retaliation Uber, choosing rather than the heavy, that he's going to go for the Pyro instead.
Interesting. Good choice, I think.
I'm not just go for clap. That is a really impressive choice.
That was superb. But here's the engineer now for NV on the car, and they are going to cap. Oh no!
No, they're not.
Got other ideas.
Fantastic.
Playing the Sterling.
Saw the Sterling man come up to that point, and yeah, it was a case of I don't think so, sir, for the.
And there's 40 seconds. There's 40 seconds, Aggro, to hold.
I think if they hold this off for 40 seconds, they would have done some incredible work here. It doesn't. I was saying earlier, it's not just a case of forcing or ensuring that they cap more points. If they can get. If they can hold this off for a few more seconds,
they deny them the whole completion of this map. PlayStuff will just have to pass this point to win.
Oh, and I think it's all going a little. It's going a little bit. Tongue.
Oh, and the spy has got the car.
Oh,
the Dano man.
Oh, they're trying desperately to.
And there's a scout still alive. For PlayStuff, no, and
they're catching it on overtime. That was a last-ditch attempt there. And I wonder whether it may be. I mean, 12 minutes 30 is pretty good time for the whole run anyway.
It really is. It's
but
fantastic time.
They've got themselves a fantastic little momentum now. And although they perhaps wouldn't be in this situation otherwise in terms of the time on the clock, PlayStuff now have to work to...
They've really got the momentum. I mean, they're powering forward, NV here. The spy causing PlayStuff so much trouble.
Wow, that was
and the Demoman and the soldier and the scout between them here for NV.
I was going to say, it's only really Jimmy up to provide any kind of defense. Pyro!
Oh my goodness me!
Seconds pushes them back, burns them, destroys them, and that offense that seemed inevitable just seconds ago has now gone down to nothing.
The Girati went down, the Pyro came down, the whole everyone that was alive for PlayStuff jumped straight to the cart, but it's...
There we go. 13 minutes 38. I think that was the most fantastic 4-point defense I've seen in a very long time.
Really, really good. Really good.
That was fantastic. Oh, wow. I'm having the time of my life watching this.
No,
thank you very much for inviting me along.
Well, thank you for coming, mate. It's my pleasure. In light of the fact that I didn't actually have any game for the first half of the first match, it's you're a godsend.
Well,
that sounds that sounds like some sort of religious comment. I think. Have I been disconnected, or is there a pause going on in the game?
If you've been disconnected, I've also been disconnected. No, I think there's a pause. There's no sort of pause message going on, and the timer still is going down. So,
yeah, I've just got sort of a medic in the middle of the air and stuff.
Yeah, I think we might be.
Oh, I know why. It's because the map config has decided one side's won. They're going to have to reset it.
Right.
Well,
so
set it.
Yeah, 13:38. The time to.
That's a long time. That's plenty of time for PlayStuff to take this if they just keep their cool, keep organised, and steadily push on.
I say it would have been so much better for them if they had managed to hold off for that fourth point. If they'd held on to that, really all they needed to do was cap the first 3 points in a faster time, or even cap 4 points at all. Would have been enough to force a win. As the situation arose, the NV guys were able to push forward, capture that fourth point, and then finally move on to the fifth. Like you say, 13 minutes 38 is a good time. It gives them a whole lot of time to capture, a whole lot of time to win. It's just a case of whether or not they can actually make it happen.
Absolutely, and I'm waiting for confirmation of what's actually happening. There's nothing moving on my screen. The stream looks like it's down. Oh, it's a pause. Great. Time for a sip of tea.
Definitely an English podcast, this one. Broadcast, this one.
I've got such a sensitive mic on, though. I don't slurp my tea, so I just have to mute it a sec to enjoy some.
So we're talking a little bit earlier about sort of players of the match, and I think you called it there as the NV's spy. I think I'd like to call a bit of attention to the sniper for NV as well. almost kind of like rooting for the underdogs here, given that PlayStuff have done such a tremendous performance in terms of offensive maneuvers, winning the first map, standing a very good chance of possibly winning this second map as well. And we shall see. But everybody's gone into citizen mode for me. Yeah, they're all kind of sliding around and in some cases hovering around the map, which is quite disconcerting.
There's a bit of love going on the server now. You guys are awesome, not like the Lambrinis. You guys are very fun too. Good game, indeed. That's all a bit soppy for me. I don't know.
It is a little bit. I think someone's been spiking their tea.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think. I mean, I'd probably say that. Oh dear. Very cheesily, the spies have it on both teams. APOC for the PlayStuff team, he's been playing a superb game, really racking up the kills, taking down crucial opponents at crucial times, all the way through all of these games here. And yeah, I'd have to agree with you on the blue team as well. Just a superb job as spy, such a hard position to play well, and both guys doing an excellent job of really affecting the way these games have gone. Just as I say that, NV's spy takes out Boy Lee on the cart.
Yep, this round has very much begun.
Everyone's surfing for me.
You need to do a record and then stop.
Yeah,
and that'll change it. That'll set it back to how it should be. Yeah, a little bit of a placement of sentry gun there, right on for the PlayStuff guys. It didn't really last very long. But we just get to see that with a sentry gun offering some kind of protection, it does make a little bit of difference. Sometimes a lot of little bits add up to a whole lot. That's the sentry gun location. I don't know whether they took it out early, but I'm not seeing it up on the hillside. They actually have a teleport hidden away. Again, not on the hillside. It's actually behind the rocks there. So a little bit unusual, a little bit of a change up for them. Talking about spies, we actually have the PlayStuff spy running around. Oh, very sneaky. He's playing business spy. He's choosing, rather than using the full force of the backstab, to well, that's a bit unusual, to kind of hide out and wait for his moment and then shoot them down. Very important. Always have someone on the cart. Almost doesn't matter who it is, but if you get someone on that cart, you can push it forward. So regardless of what else is going on with the battle, you can set some good times.
Yeah, no, for sure. And here we go. Finally, Jimmy takes it.
I said earlier about the priest not really having a chance to play with him before. The priest has actually come in now as a sniper, and I'm wondering whether that was a last-minute replacement that caused them to go on pause.
Could well have been. Maybe the chance to give Priest a game as well after the disappointment where his connection kept dropping last time.
Oh wow, there's a lot of work going on there on the top side of that roof. The ability to fantastic!
What a reflection by the NV Pyro.
The NV Pyro reflecting that Solly's rocket back into him. He must have seen him pop up in the air and think, "Oh, I've got him!
Really superb. And they did manage to keep the roof, NV, for most of the way through that, but PlayStuff soldiering on with the heavy, healed by the medic, taking the next stage.
Yeah, I think one of the things that it's almost classic mistake with a payload map is to go out of your way to get to and to try and hold a location that's classically perceived to be great from the point of view of actually pushing back or holding his defense, and then forgetting to actually get onto the cart.
Yeah, so, sure. It's the instinct is to get up there. It's important, but there's other considerations such as where your team members are, where the cart is, that kind of thing. But there he goes again.
Spy takes out that heavy. And the forward momentum that we saw in previous rounds between points 2 and 3, with the loss of that heavy, is Yeah, he's gone. I mean, Jimmy is scary as hell to watch. I don't think he's free next round. We're actually looking for a permanent scout for our team. I might give him a call.
He is a very scary scout.
Bring him up to the big leagues, eh? We've got an Uber, two Ubers, one for each team blown. The play stuff are reaching a little bit too far forward here. I think they're going to lose their medic. Yep, there he goes. They've lost their Dare Man. So maybe not the awesome maneuver that it was supposed to be, but it's enough of destruction again to allow them an opportunity to get going on this. Fantastic sentry gun location by NV. They've actually managed to stick it up on the side there, just around the corner. It's able to do some damage. I'm not sure whether the playstuff guys are recognizing where this sentry gun is.
I don't think they have.
They're going to need to take it out. They're going to need to have maybe their spy go forward a little bit, figure out where it is. Spy, obviously, I was going to say a spy can get through that teleporter they've built up. And they've chosen, Envy chosen to take the teleporter down. But possibly not the most awesome maneuver. The engineers managed to fall off the roof.
I think he took it down so that he could set himself up with the easy route up to the roof again. But yeah, he's there.
Yeah, sentry gun's been taken out now. He's running away with his tail between his legs. They're using buff banner. Fantastic maneuver. They've called it. The engineer, the Solly with a buff banner would have made some tremendous strides if he had been Ubered as well. That could have done some real damage there. But bad timing on the Ubers. Went down and Playstuff really pushing forward now with the full force of their might. We've seen all the way through. Playstuff have been a long way shy of being underdogs.
Another buff banner.
Another buff banner goes off. This is 1,000 unusual tactics all at once. Great stuff to see. I mean, this really makes Highlander so much more fun than anything else. Just incredible maneuvers, just the ability to change weapons, to really enjoy themselves, and a lot of GGs all around there. I think that was a very impressive push by Playstuff.
Yeah, really good, sir. Awesome decider.
Definitely. So with two matches, two maps in the bag, but this round goes to Playstuff. They've done some incredible work.
They have, and the whole season really has reached a really nice climax here. Playstuff managing to choose the lowest league for themselves when we entered Highlander because we were just doing it for fun. Now we're going to be forced to play the league above that in the next season, but nonetheless, bringing to an end a great season with a flawless record, I believe.
Yeah, you guys have got to be the ones to watch out for in the next season. I think you'll find that the Division 5 will be a little bit of a change-up for the expectations.
Absolutely,
of the team.
I'm sure.
And, of course, having a flawless record and coming in from a bit of an underdog class, an underdog group, and unknowns just for fun, you guys have certainly got a reputation now that you'll be wanting to uphold.
I think we're going to be keeping the team together and playing in other leagues as well. We're thinking about putting a six-person team together, or rather fielding a six-man team.
That would be very impressive.
We used to have a team. We used to play as LNC, but in CSS and left Team Fortress. But we just kind of lost the appetite, lost the competitive fight, and didn't renew our entry to the various leagues that we were playing in. So it's nice to get back into it, and it's nice to get back into it without too much serious business going on. You know, everyone's been really nice and light-hearted about the whole thing, and there's been real good spirit. People have sat out to give other people a game, that kind of thing. It always makes for a great tourney. I'm being asked if the cast has caught up. The cast has caught up. I should say congratulations to the captain who's just messaged me.
Well, we've got them on, presumably they're all on the same mumble. Is there any chance we can sort of drop into their mumble and maybe have a chat with them there?
Absolutely. Let's move over to Vent and
Ventura, my apologies.
Take a small break while we sort out the technicalities of that. 30 seconds talking to the team. Okay, guys. So we've managed to grab hold of a couple of guys from the team before they left Vent, but Almighty Bob in particular, who's been the team captain throughout the season. Caller when in game, seemed like a really confident, strong game. Bob, although it was a good fight put up by the NV guys. You look like you were enjoying it.
Good tactics, and they fought really well. It was a really good game, and also they were a really been nice bunch of guys, which was very refreshing after a couple of the other games that we had during the season.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I mean, I think they said the same of you lot as well. Both teams seem to be enjoying it, so much so that you played an extra 2 matches for us.
Yeah, I don't know if they just didn't know that it wasn't ABBA or not, but we just decided to just go ahead and play ABBA anyway, just because we were having fun and we knew we'd already won. So yeah, so we just kept going. Sorry for if you didn't expect it to drag on quite as long as that.
Oh no, we loved it, mate. We loved it. Me and Agro were having a whale of a time. We were especially entertained by entertained and slightly bemused by what was going on with the heavies taunt killing episode. But yeah, kind of got the idea in the end.
Yeah, it's for deciding who attacks first, but usually it's just one heavy, I think, each or something. But yeah.
I think, to be honest, when you started doing that kind of maneuver, which actually Colt pointed out to me, where you were all sort of running in on sort of 9 versus 1, taking glorious the fight to individual players. You know, I think it was sort of decided almost at that moment that this was definitely going to be a play stuff win.
Yeah, well, we were trying to do quite a bit more focusing, because that's something I think that we've been a bit slack on, target focusing. So there's a bit more calling of specifically, like for example the heavy, trying to encourage people to focus fire and things like that. So hopefully it worked.
Definitely paid off for you.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. It looked really organised. But we were commenting particularly on the spies for both teams being devastating at times. But Jimmy is a scout, Sarah playing medic, and you playing medic. There was one particular point where the medic stayed alive despite a heavy edema man and a soldier going down around him. And he just kept finding the next person coming through and staying alive, keeping them ready to build his Uber and use it. Really effective play.
Despite the one moment when, of course, it was on the first point on Badwater where you managed to die, you dropped that Uber. That's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We switched up so many times. I'm not sure if I think that might have been me actually. But yeah, we switched classes around for a bit just for fun and stuff. So yeah,
it was you.
Yeah, I know. Well, it probably was me. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem at all. We did a cracking job of managing to stay alive and really sort of pulling the team around you as well. And it was quite interesting watching you play in particular.
Interesting in a good way.
Interesting in a good way, of course. It's always interesting in a good way, Mighty Bob, to watch you play.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's kind of weird as well seeing you guys swap out so often between classes. Is that something you practiced, or you just all fancied having a go?
Well, after the first round, when we already had essentially thought that because of the rules we'd won, we decided to just switch about for a bit anyway, and Medic's one of the classes that I do like to play as well. And particularly myself and Boyley were switching back and forth quite a lot between NG and Demo, because those are both of our probably strongest classes, and we each wanted to. So we were just discussing over comms, do you want to switch back now and stuff, and each sort of trying to play to our own strengths. So it went quite well.
It was interesting. I noticed on the last game we've just played, the change to a mini sentry on defence, which isn't necessarily sort of standard play.
No, that was actually by mistake.
Has joined the channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was an interesting mistake, and it was actually quite effective.
I realised
it was
surprisingly effective.
Well, it was taking 2 of the soldiers' rockets every time he came around that corner, which meant there was 2 less to fall on you guys. So.
Yeah, it was. That was after another of our class switches, and I realised that after I got to the front lines, I was still on my attacking NG loadout, and I hadn't changed back. So I was just like, well, I can't change now. I'll just roll with it, and it actually was surprisingly it worked. It seemed to work quite well, just because I just kept moving them around all the time, so they wouldn't know where the mini sentries were, and they do chip out your weight, your health very, very quickly, even though they do less damage than normal sentry.
Actually,
superb stuff.
I was going to say, we were discussing at one point the use of weapons that you guys employed. I think we were a little bit surprised to discover the buff banner coming out and the last sort of push there, or the last defense. It seemed to be the weapon of choice for both teams at the same time.
Yeah, that was strange. Yeah, just we came around the corner and they were using it. I think that was where we got the idea. Was like it's actually very powerful when you've got so many power classes all around you. It can work really well. So switched up to the buff banner, and Sarah did a great job getting that off and picking his timing really well to use it and everything. So
I think this is going to be one of the things moving forward for whatever you choose to do next season. The ability to switch and change and really have a very dynamic team, both in terms of players and in terms of weapons and tactics you employ.
Yeah, we've had to be flexible really, because so many of us have got we've got a huge roster to start with, 18 players for a 9-person team, and a lot of us have also got real life commitments and everything, so we've had to be very flexible in who's playing what class and all our tactics and everything, and who's playing, even which players are playing on a night. For example, tonight we had a couple of people who had to pull out at very short notice, so we had to get other people in to play classes that they're not necessarily are their favourite classes, but it seems we still managed to sort of pull it together because everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing and what the plan is. Really.
Absolutely fantastic watching. I think I commented on the cast that it's just some of the best maps that I've ever seen in a competitive event. And you must have had sort of nail-biting moments as well during those crucial pushes or crucial defenses. What made you choose to put up with all the defensive power onto 4th point?
Well, a couple of times it was essentially how quickly Veni, Vidi, Vici managed to get onto 2nd and then onto 3rd, and they were using their momentum really well. So. And I could tell from the amount of players that we had alive in the state of the NG defences and stuff, we just weren't going to be able to hold 2nd or 3rd, so we just have to pull back. And then when we're pulling back to 4th, and there was I think it was the very last round there, and it was the cart was about a couple of inches from tipping over the edge, and we still managed to just stream people onto it, and it was really, really tense, just streaming people for a good minute and a half.
Yeah, it was like epic.
Yeah, it's like, come on, we're so close, come on.
It was really unbelievable.
And then eventually...
He was screaming.
Yeah, their faster respawn rate eventually just won them that, but I was shocked really at how long we managed to stall them when it was that close to being capped. It was pretty funny.
It was brilliant stuff. Anyway, I'd like to just thank you, mate, on behalf of the whole community at Play Stuff for fielding such a flexible, friendly team that's rolled its division this season.
Well,
and wish you all the best for next season.
Has left the server.
Yeah, thank you. That was mostly down to I didn't tell anyone to be friendly or nice. That's just the way the guys are. And full credit to everyone on the team, particularly Ciro, who helped hugely in the organising of all this, contacting all the other team leaders and everything was a huge help, as well as everyone, but really everyone who's in the community who's all pitched in to be our opposition in practice matches and things like that, which is great to see everyone really getting behind it and helping out, even people who aren't even on the team.
It really has been great. It's really kind of reinvigorated the community's interest in competitive TF2, I think, albeit with a wry smile on our faces whilst we go about it. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Thoroughly enjoyable to cast the games. It's been a real pleasure. And so yeah, thanks for all the work you've put in behind the scenes as well as in the game, because I know that you've really kept it rolling with the help of lots of other people. But yeah, really good job. I particularly enjoyed reading your pre-match strategy reports and post-match analysis. So good stuff. Thanks very much from me, and thanks especially
Cheers,
to
mate.
Agro, who has come along tonight at relatively short notice. I only contacted him, I think, about 5 o'clock this afternoon, and shown me how it's done. Frankly, brilliant stuff, mate. Really appreciate you.
No, I had a wild
Cheers,
time.
Aaron.
It's been fantastic watching you guys, and I felt almost sorry for the guys on the other team. They did seem to have a hell of a time just rolling through them, and it's very difficult not to get super excited when things are going so incredibly well.
Absolutely, absolutely is.
I'd like to also thank you, Cole, and Nutmegger and Jim, and especially Hagro for jumping in this time, doing the casts. I've been great fun watching them when I've not been playing, or watching them afterwards. Just watch our play and see how we go as a team. It's been really useful, and better than that, really enjoyable. So cheers. Quickly, just a shout out to the opposing team tonight who are listening to this. So.
Oh, are they? Oh, well, absolutely a shout out to them. Yeah, top fellas. Really good to find like-minded people out there on the internet, which is often full of raging idiots.
Yeah, I just want to say that those guys, I mean, they really played incredibly well, and they made it a very interesting match. And I personally hope that they stay in competitive. I really want to see them playing. If not Div 5, Div 4, whatever it takes to get them to the top, because if they stay that nice the whole way through, then TF2 will finally become what TF2 should be.
Absolutely. Certainly a team to arrange practice games with and fun nights with, maybe, to see if they're up for coming on our server a bit more and having some matches.
Yeah, those guys in CWC were great fun to play against. Really good bunch of guys as well as good competitors. So thanks to both of them.
Cool stuff. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now so that we can let everyone get on, do what they want to do on a Saturday night. But thanks for joining us if you tuned in or if you're watching the VODs afterwards. We are going to keep doing casts from Play Stuff matches and things around the community, not just for Team Fortress. There'll be a StarCraft tournament coming up in the new year. We're going to be doing lots of other little bits and pieces, so keep tuned. Follow us on Twitch TV. That's Twitch TV/playstuff. And sign up on the forum and say hello. We're a very friendly bunch and respond well to you being nice.
Shout out to Critscast as well. Critscast.com.
Big shout out to Critscast.
Appreciate
Yeah, Aggro, you do your shouts, mate.
Oh, go on then.
I'm done.
I was going to stay silent, but while I'm here, may as well get in. Critscast.com is the place to come if you're interested in anything to do with Team Fortress 2. It's a weekly podcast. A bunch of guys sat around with a few beers, chatting about the game, and really having the time of our lives. But we've been going for a couple of 100+ episodes now. And it's great. It's great to be involved in any kind of thing like this, but we do try and get our name out there quite a bit. And just enjoy the world of Team Fortress 2 with a good dose of Critscast.com.
Critscast is awesome. And also, I should just say as well that the unsung hero, Jimbo McBee, who's responsible for the fine quality of our stream, all the technical side of what we're doing here. Broadcasting from Play Stuff. Follow him on YouTube, YouTube/Jimbo McBee if you're not already. I think there's about 60,000 people who already are, so make sure you do that for a surreal selection of some classic video. And it's good night from us.
Sweet dreams.